20 years. That is how long a well-built caravan should last. 20 years of sun, rain, corrugated roads, salt air, red dust, and the odd creek crossing. A properly engineered van bought today should still be rolling in 2046. And I can prove it, because there are vans built in 2006 doing exactly that right now. They're on the Gibb River Road. They're in the Kimberley. They're parked at Cape Leveque after crossing the Simpson for the third time, and the chassis hasn't flexed, the seals haven't leaked, and the owners are booking their next trip. 20 years. But here's the other side. There are brand new caravans sitting on dealer lots right now in 2026 that will not see 2030. Not because of an accident, not because of neglect, because of how they were built, who built them, and what was hiding inside the walls before the first owner ever hitched up. I've been repairing caravans for over 2 decades, and I can tell you from the workshop floor what lasts and what doesn't. The signs are always the same. Today I'm giving you 6 caravans that will still be going in 2046, and 4 that won't make it to 2030. I'm Liam. I'm 50. No sponsorships, no brand deals, nobody paying me a cent. Everything here comes from documented owner histories, industry accreditation data, AC findings, and first-hand trade experience. Let's start with the 6 that last. Number 6 is a new Crusader. Crusader has won Caravan Industry Victoria Manufacturer of the Year 4 times in 6 years, and they're the first and only brand to hold CIV Master Manufacturer accreditation. Full composite construction on Australian steel, built in Epping, Victoria. Composite is the key word here, and it's the single most important factor in whether a van survives 20 years. Let me explain why. The number one killer of caravans over time is water ingress. Water gets into timber-framed walls, soaks into the timber, causes rot, weakens the structure, and eventually the wall delaminates from the inside out. By the time you see it from outside, the damage is catastrophic. Composite construction eliminates timber from the equation entirely. No timber, no rot, no hidden structural decay. A composite Crusader bought today will still have solid, dry walls in 2046 because there's nothing inside them that can absorb moisture. The Dreamhaven starts from around $60,000. For that money, backed by that accreditation, this is the smartest, long-term investment in the mid-range market. Number 5 is Kokoda, Melbourne-built, 100% Australian-made, by a family with serious manufacturing pedigree, including previous OEM supply to Holden, Mazda, and Nissan. Their off-road range rides on Duragal RHS chassis with independent coil suspension, and the Counter-Strike Vincer just won Most Innovative and Most X-Factor at Caravan of the Year 2025. But what matters for 20-year longevity isn't awards, it's manufacturing discipline. Kokoda brings automotive-grade quality control to caravan production, and that means tighter tolerances, better welding, and fewer of the small gaps and misalignments that let water in over time. Kokoda is a relatively young brand, taken over in 2019, but the manufacturing heritage behind it is decades deep, and the product reflects it. Number 4 is Lotus. Over 21 years of continuous Australian manufacturing, their own AL Plus aluminium alloy frames, Cruisemaster suspension, Red Arc electrical systems, and a fiercely loyal owner base. 6-year-old Lotuses are still running strong, and owners keep coming back for their second and third van. That repeat buyer rate is the strongest evidence of longevity you can find, because nobody buys a second van from a brand that let them down the first time. The Sprint and Trooper models are built for exactly the kind of hard country that destroys lesser vans, and they handle it year after year. A Lotus bought today will be running in 2046. I'd bet on it. Number 3 is CUB. 57 years of continuous Australian manufacturing, the longest-running camper and hybrid manufacturer in the country. Australian steel, Australian canvas, and a 7-year structural warranty. 7 years. Cub has been around long enough to know exactly what fails and what doesn't, and their warranty reflects that confidence. The F-14, their latest hybrid release, is built for the next generation of touring, but it carries the DNA of half a century of lessons learned. A company that has survived every market correction, every boom, every bust, and every industry shakeout for 57 years is not going anywhere. Your CUB will outlast most of the brands that are currently advertising at Caravan shows. Quick favor before I hit the top 2, and these are the 2 I would trust above all others for a 20-year lifespan. If this is useful, hit subscribe. It costs nothing, and it helps this reach someone who's about to make a very expensive 20-year decision. On we go. Number 2 is Kedron. Family built in Brisbane for over 60 years. 3 generations of the Gall family. Hot-dipped galvanized chassis, high-tensile interlocked aluminium frames, robo-riveted and insulated, solar as standard, and a build philosophy owners describe with one word: over-engineered. A mate of mine runs a 2012 Kedron, 14 years old, towed halfway around Australia multiple times. His summary: nothing breaks, nothing rattles, nothing leaks, and the only thing I've replaced is a light globe. That is a 14-year-old van, performing like a new one. Kedron's build-to-order model means they never overproduce and never chase volume at the expense of quality. In an industry where 9 brands have collapsed in 18 months, Kedron has survived every correction since the 1960s. That is not luck, that is discipline. A Kedron bought today will be running in 2046, and probably 2056. And number 1, the van I am most confident will still be rolling in 20 years, is Bush Tracker. Every Bush Tracker ever made was custom-built from a blank canvas at their Sunshine Coast factory. Hot-dipped galvanized double-laminated chassis, 60-ton tensile axles, massive water capacity, huge solar and lithium systems, and a construction philosophy that treats 20-year durability as the minimum standard, not a marketing aspiration. Right now, today, there are Bush Trackers built in 2006, 2008, 2010, running the Kimberley and the Simpson without major structural issues. 20-year-old Bush Trackers. Still going. That is not a prediction. That is a documented fact. The van I'm telling you will last until 2046, already has brothers and sisters proving it in real time on the hardest roads in Australia. If that doesn't convince you, nothing will. Now the 4 that won't see 2030, and this is the part that keeps me up at night, because some of these are sitting in driveways right now and the owners have no idea what's coming. Number 4 is the sub-$20,000 show special, bought in 2024 or 2025. The cheap Chinese import with chrome fittings, a glossy paint job, and a chassis that's already corroding. Owners of these vans are reporting seal failures, electrical faults, and structural cracking within the first 12 months. By 2028, the water will have found its way into the walls. By 2030, the floor will be soft, the walls will be delaminating, and the brand that built it will have been gone for years. There will be no parts, no workshop, and no warranty. The only question is whether you discover the damage before or after it becomes dangerous. Number 3 is any van from a manufacturer that has already collapsed. Zone RV, Network RV, Sunland, Star Vision, Great Aussie. These vans are orphans. No factory standing behind them, no warranty, and critically, no parts pipeline. When a seal fails or a component breaks on a van from a dead manufacturer, you don't ring the factory. You ring a general fabricator who has never seen the design, and you pay $80 to $100 an hour while they figure it out. Within 4 years, the cost of keeping these vans on the road will exceed their resale value. For most of them, it already does. Number 2 is the COVID-era build, manufactured between 2021 and 2023, with undetected water damage hiding inside the walls right now. During those years, factories hired anyone they could find, substituted components without telling buyers, and rushed production to meet demand that no longer exists. The Axe-Own survey found 80% of caravan owners experienced a fault. Half called it major. If your van was built during that window, there is a meaningful chance that a seal was fitted badly, a rivet wasn't seated properly, or a panel joint wasn't sealed at all. Water may have been entering your wall cavity for 2 or 3 years without you knowing. By 2030, that moisture will have caused structural rot that cannot be economically repaired. Get an independent inspection done now, not next year, now. A thermal imaging scan of the walls costs a few $100s. A new floor costs $10,000. And number 1 on the Won't See 2030 list is the overweight, overcomplicated luxury caravan, with every gadget under the sun and no structural integrity to hold it all together. The 3.5-ton dual axle, with a slide-out, a washing machine, a dishwasher drawer, a wine fridge, a 10-inch touchscreen, and LED rock lights. It looks spectacular in a showroom. It weighs as much as a small truck. And every single kilometer of corrugated road is punishing every weld, every seal, every joint, and every fitting with forces that the chassis was never designed to handle at that weight. Slide-out mechanisms jam and leak. Washing machines rip off their mounts. Wiring looms chafe through because they were routed for convenience, not durability. By 2030, the repair bill on one of these vans will be longer than the feature list that sold it. Complexity is not capability. Weight is not strength. And gadgets are not engineering. So the recap. 6 that'll still be going in 2046. Crusader, Kokoda, Lotus, CUB, Kedron, and Bush Tracker. 4 that won't see 2030. Show specials, orphaned vans from collapsed brands, COVID-era builds with hidden water damage, and overweight, overcomplicated luxury rigs. My honest takeaway is this: a caravan is not a car. A car is designed to last 10 years and 150,000 Ks. A caravan, properly built, should last 20 years and see every corner of this country. The difference between a van that makes it and a van that doesn't comes down to 3 things: construction method, manufacturer stability, and simplicity. Composite over timber, galvanized over painted, family built over corporate volume, simple over complex. Those 4 rules will save you more money than any discount, any deal, or any finance package ever could. Do your homework, check the construction, check the builder, and never let a gadget convince you that a van is well built. The best vans in Australia don't have touchscreens. They have 20-year-old chassis that still don't creak. Share this with someone planning a purchase. 20 years from now, they'll thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Build it right, and it lasts a lifetime. This content reflects the presenter's honest opinions based on publicly available information, including industry accreditation data, ACSEC reports, documented owner histories, independent product reviews, and first-hand workshop experience at the time of recording. Individual experiences may vary. Always conduct independent research and seek professional advice before making any purchasing decision.